Lately, I have been needing some inspiration from the river. Isn't that so fun? I don't know what word to use for it. Oh, look at the slides. It's funny, that one has a lamp in it. Hey everybody, it is Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong. I'm in my workshop, which I call Paper Town. I am a North Carolina girl. I'm in Durham, North Carolina. Love Durham. Durham is a wonderful place. So I have been pretty absent. And some of you who follow the community tab will have noticed that we had sort of a unexpected, not very good event happen this week. My daughter, she actually has this little sweetie here. She fell down a flight of stairs on Tuesday and broke both her tibia and fibula. Oh, let's stop here for just a minute. So this was written May 25th. I didn't even get out of the neighborhood on my way to work, and I had just a completely flat tire. Thank goodness Jason he's always there. I called him and he came and helped me change the tire. I had already started it, but I was really glad to have him help. I could have done it, I think, but the tire would not come off of the SUV once we lifted it. Anyway, that's what was in my tire. I don't know if you can see just how sharp that is. It looks like almost a razor blade, only it's a lot heavier. So yeah, that was on that page. I love to just tuck things in from everyday life. Jay, there is that wonderful nickel you sent to me. It is so worn down that it looks like a skull. Maybe I can get a picture for you all or zoom in somewhat. There, maybe you can see it. My fingernails probably don't look so great, but I do work with a lot of scraps and trash, and when I say trash, I mean, well, it's things that would normally go into the trash, and my hands get pretty dirty. I do love my job though. Here's one of the little envelopes, the little trifold aerograms. Is that what we used to call those things that we mailed out and just put a stamp on? Anyway, that's in there. I love the little bunny. And I can tell you that was inspired by Carolyn. Wait, did we already pass one of her little bunnies? Oh yes, look. Anyway, that Happy Mail just made my day. So let's see, flipping here, we remember this. There's a private entry under there. That's just some collage and some sketching I did with pencils and watercolors, and I guess painting might be a better word. And then this is a recent drawing, and I used Neocolor 2s, I believe, with her, and just a sketch pencil. That's from where I very first made the journal. And we have a pocket here for things. You've probably seen her. She's new, and that's just a really pretty label. Who sent that to me? Jen, was it you or Jay? I'm not sure. So many of you have sent me so many wonderful things, and I truly appreciate it. Anyway, getting back to my daughter, my work has been so good with me, or to me, to help me juggle my schedule just until Michaela gets some mobility again. And her partner, his work has been very good as well. So I'm hoping that, you know, it's all going to be okay. I have to just think, you know, it's all going to be okay. I'm wondering if I could put this on with some pretty thread. I might try to do that. That is just, isn't that a beautiful rusty washer? That's a big one. I don't want to sew through that though. You know what? Maybe I will sew it onto a piece of fabric and then we can glue it onto the page. So let me just grab that. I'm not far away. I'm right here. And so look at this. This is one of the big pieces of fabric that had been on my art desk for months. And I took it in and washed it so that at this point it's just staining. Now, I was actually careless enough to wash it with some of my clothes. I know that's funny. And yes, everything in that load of clothes turned out pretty pink. So, but it's okay. A lot of my clothes are most of my clothes are kind of grungy anyway. You know, you would wear the kind of things that you're going to wear if you're working outside or something where I work. I mean, I don't want to look like an absolute slob, but I think you know what I mean. So why don't we do it this way? Ooh, that's pretty. And that way maybe it'll be easier to glue down instead of having it want to curl up. It's kind of curling down. And let me see if I have a needle. That one already has some thread in it. It's kind of a large needle. I'm wondering if I can, now this might be fun, to add this thread in with the black thread and see if we can use both threads, at least until the black runs out. I wonder if that's possible. Can I get that through there? Yeah. I've always worried about the stairs at my daughter's apartment. They're old and they're really steep. And I just think every time, I even tell her usually when I'm over there, I'll say, please be careful on these steps. And, you know, like I mentioned in my post, my community post, I'm just so grateful that she was not holding her child. Let's see, I don't know quite. Let's pull that back a little bit. I probably cut way too much, and that's gonna be in the way a little bit. So let's let some of that go. Where am I? Okay. I guess I won't talk about where we went for medical care because the care we received was really good and everybody was very nice, but almost every medical facility right now is understaffed. We waited for a long time to even get x-rays. She waited in the hallway. My daughter did. Yes, and we were in the hallway. The hallways were lined with patients who were waiting to get rooms. And it's a staffing thing. It's really sad right now that so many departments are understaffed and overwhelmed with people who need medical care. We did see them actively testing some people for COVID because when people are just sitting in hallways and, you know, a lot of the rooms were really crowded. This might sound too morbid, but there was a puddle of blood in the waiting room when we came in, or when I came in. EMS had already taken her to the emergency room. But we were there 9 hours, I believe. and when I left, there were still people there who had been there for 11 hours. We were told the average wait time right now is 10 hours to be seen. And again, I have no complaints about the care. I did feel like, you know, just the way things were done, like if a nurse comes in to start an IV or to, you know, give IV pain medicine or something like that, they usually have some sort of package they have to tear open. Everything's, you know, sterile and packaged. And I did notice this time that a lot of times the packaging, they would just kind of leave it where they opened it. And it wasn't a matter of I don't care, it was a matter of there are 10 more people yelling in the hallway and there aren't enough people here to take care of everybody. So we really appreciate the care that we got, and anyway, I hope things can get back to normal soon. Okay, you might see that black thread is starting to come through, and I do like that. I did kind of go all the way around here with the, you know what I want to do? Oh, can I do this? So let's leave this at the top, and I probably should have, I might like to do this. Let's pull the black thread out where it very first started. Is that gonna work? Yeah, it'll work. Because I want to tie the black thread at the top and have that just hanging over. But I'm hopeful that my daughter will be okay. I do feel like she's going to need surgery. They said it was a bad break. They did try to reduce the fracture in the ER, and of course she has a cast or splint or whatever you want to call it, but it is definitely not completely hard all the way around because they needed to leave room for the swelling that's of course going to peak at some point. And next week we already have an appointment lined up to find out what the next step is. And the fracture, it's so where the bones broke, it's not like just a hairline or whatever or a clean break. The bone, you could see it actually sitting, you know, where they broke off and then went side by side. And my daughter said as she was falling, her foot got tangled up under her and she actually heard the snap. And then when she landed, her foot was sort of hanging. And sorry if that's too much. I know that some people get really queasy or faint when they hear about things like that. Makes us appreciate the doctors and nurses who care for things like that every day. Okay, so that is a washer that I found recently. I do love that. Found some beautiful old cards. Are these from like tobacco packs? Wait, milk bottles. Oh, is that a tip or something? Anyway, maybe some of you know where these come from. I was thinking the little tobacco, you know, trading cards or whatever. I'm gonna have to wrap this up soon, so let's just flip through the rest of the pages. That's not a newer one. The little pocket I put in, so there's an entry about what Michaela just went through. I did glue this little piece of ephemera in, or this illustration from a book page, and I made this pocket this morning. This is from an old scrapbook. You notice the legs are missing and the little stick that the bird was sitting on, but I think that's really pretty. It's bright, feels Victorian, a little bit brighter than what I normally go for, but oh, and then I turn the page and have all these bright colors. I think you know what I mean though, but I do like that and I wanted to have it in here. You probably remember that. She is new, and that's just a piece of watercolor paper I had in my bag that I carry inside. So I will put her in at some point, and that's just a blank piece of paper. It's a big envelope. This book is getting really full, so I won't put too much more in here to bulk up the pages. I did just add this piece of paper. I love these ragged edges, and then that's where I was working with some stamps. So that might be it as far as new things I've added to this journal. Time for journaling. Oh, there's a tiny little heart I found in a parking lot. It's almost like it feels like vinyl or something. I don't know what it fell off of. It's obviously just trash, I guess you could say. Maybe I will just glue it right onto this little drawing, if I can get some glue out. So let's just put it right here, and when it dries, I'm going to leave this page open because there's some glue that'll stick to the other page. Once that dries, we will turn it into a necklace for her. Okay, I'm going to go. I really have to get ready for work. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all of your kind comments about my daughter. I will keep you posted, and I will be back. Last week was busy. Now that I am back working, I'm getting used to my schedule again, so I am definitely still producing content. I did close my Patreon account because I felt like you all deserved my undivided attention with that, and well, somewhat undivided. It was getting too divided though. Anyway, I gave you all my reasons for that, and I appreciate every bit of support, just more than words can even say. Some of you have been patrons from the very start, and I really appreciate it. But I'm focusing on the content for this channel. I have a Facebook group that I'm going to try to be more present in, and my website. My website is another one of my big loves. I love to work on my website. But I will get back on track soon, I hope, and hoping that Michaela does well, and I will see you all really soon. Bye for now.